Okay, we're going to do an update on the garden. Start out here with the flower garden, or part of the flower garden that Vanessa planted in this spiral. And why don't you explain what all we have here?
Well, we have some lavender, obviously, that's coming up, comes back every year. We have an oregano that's starting to flower.
We already harvested oregano once, so we'll probably have to go and hit some of this other and make another harvest out of it.
We've got some celosia down here that's starting to come in pretty good. We got a couple of polka dot, they're called polka dot plants. We have some snapdragons that are struggling a little bit. Not exactly sure why. Same with the tickweed. That's a pretty yellow flower. That's a perennial. It's still green. It's lost most of its flowers though, so not really sure. Got some petunias in there too, but they're slow growing. And this is a firecracker penstemon.
Probably need to get some more soil in the front there.
Yeah.
We had problems with the chickens getting in here and digging them up.
Yeah. These are little baby coneflowers. So hopefully those are going to grow up nice and good. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I did plant it, but I'm not sure what it is right now. It's putting out little blue flowers. More snapdragons. Some transplant snapdragons that are really not doing well. The winds have been pretty heavy and it just knocks them over. But we also have some zinnias in here, some marigolds in here, and I think this is vinca, if I'm not sure. So, and then the blue flowers are just new this year. I just got them because I liked them, and they're only an annual. So that's feverfew or chamomile daisies. Got some more vinca in here, some more snapdragons in here, some more zinnias in here. I did plant a couple dahlias in here, but they didn't take off. I have this potted geranium in here to keep the chickens because they've been digging in here.
They've been digging it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
You can see all the dirt that they've been kicking out on top of the asphalt. You know.
You got some basil. That again, you know, we get southwest winds, so it's all kind of blown over this way. When it should be more standing up straight.
Rotate it. There you go.
We do have a couple marigolds that are coming up here. The rest of this bed right in here is all mint. This is a hydrangea that I planted this spring. And it's got a lot of new growth on it, so I'm excited to see if that's gonna pan
do
out.
something, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot more mint. This is thyme that we harvested.
About a month ago, I guess. Yeah, we did a video on that.
Mm-hmm. It's really spread out as a ground cover.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And we'll end up doing another harvest of this, you know, probably in another month or so. But it's, we just run it through the dehydrator.
Mm-hmm. And then these are more chamomile daisies. This is a baby one that's we grew from seed. This is one we got from a grower last year, and it apparently is perennial because it came back this year and flowered this year.
Yeah.
So, and then that's another chamomile daisy right there. So we bought one, and then we also did some from seed. this year. So my irises are looking so bad. Okay, and then we've got lots of sunflowers coming up. It looks like the majority of these are going to be a burgundy. If you can see the color in there. But they came up pretty good. All from seeds. Except for this one was a transplant. The birds, I assume, planted this one because I did not plant it.
It's actually growing in the raised bed.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't want to pull it out because it is going to bloom. But it's in there with some zinnias that are getting ready to bloom. We got little heads on them. So, you know, and then we have more zinnias coming up in there that I started later. These are the dahlias that are dilly-dallying dahlias because they haven't bloomed yet. A lot of green, but no blooms. Same here. And here. And yeah. Down the middle right here I planted some delphinium, which actually took off, so I'm anxious to see how that's going to go.
What's over here?
Those are all zinnias.
And they're blooming.
Mm-hmm. And then these are ones that I just planted, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Another volunteer sunflower.
This one's huge.
Not about the same size as that one.
Yeah.
But it's getting ready to bloom. So, and then these are cosmos. I planted two different kinds this year. I planted these ones called cupcake because they look like a little cupcake holder, you know, cupcake paper. But they'd be really good, pretty in a wedding bouquet. And then I did a colorful mix, and they haven't bloomed yet. So right now we just have the cupcakes, but we got a lot of buds, so we should get a good crop. And we've been having a lot, just last year, of ladybugs this year. All right, this is larkspur. This is a purple larkspur, and this has been in the ground since March, and it's finally getting some blooms on it in July. And then the rest of the bed is snapdragons. I'm having some trouble getting them to be long and full. A lot of them are shorter, full but short. People want, you know, these long line flowers with, you know, snapdragons instead of these short guys. So we'll see. Over here we've got, this is a dahlia that I pulled the bulb, the tuber on last year and wintered over. It's the only one that came back out of all of the dahlias I had last year. So it's kind of, you know, we tried mulching, we've tried pulling the tubers out, separating them, letting them dry in a dark, cool place, and neither one works very well. So we're still in process trying to figure how to do that. I believe these are zinnias also. This is stock, which is very fragrant, and I'm excited to see that it's starting to bloom. So that's very encouraging because it has struggled ever since I brought it up from seed. Zinnias and a marigold. So getting a bloom there. But yeah, trying to get more zinnias because the seeds that I started this year and the seedlings that we had just struggled, and a lot of them did not make it. This is the size that I'd like to see all these snapdragons, but with blooms, you know, down into here. So, I don't know. Got another volunteer sunflower there. And this is coming back from last year. This was in Nostrusum. It was in this bed last year.
So it must have put a seed in.
It's coming back there and over here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. I did not know it was a perennial. Alright, these are pie pumpkins that we have to replant.
And we already have some potential blooms on them.
There and over here. These are also pie pumpkins.
Yeah, these are also pie pumpkins.
And we got a bloom over here.
Yeah.
And these are pie pumpkins. Again, we had to replant all of these because we got a
freeze
in June. And it just took them out. This is butternut squash. Sitting out runners.
The whole concept with these squashes, the pumpkins and the butternut squash, is we put the root structure in the raised bed and then let it send runners out and spill out over the ground. That's why we have so much space between the raised beds that are used for squash and pumpkins. Because there's no way you can raise the pumpkin inside that small space.
Yeah.
But the root structure can stay in there, and we can feed it and water it without any problem.
This is something we also grew from seed. This is kale, ornamental kale. It's so pretty. It's called pink something. Anyway, and these are volunteer branch sunflowers that, again, the birds did. This one's been struggling. I don't know if it's getting enough water. But anyway, we should get some nice, good size sunflowers. Again, they're getting ready to open up here. You know, and that one's a little bit less, but so anyway, that's what's in there. Both these beds are romaine,
Which we're going to harvest some tonight because we're doing a big chef salad for dinner. It's been so hot. This has been literally the hottest day of the year today.
All right, so another volunteer sunflower.
We got lots of those.
We do.
And there's
Yeah.
there's a potential bloom right there.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and peppers.
And marigolds.
Marigolds. That wasn't there this morning.
And we got another marigold that's bigger over there.
Yeah. And then this bed here is tomatoes and serrano peppers.
And marigolds.
And marigolds. We put the marigolds in with the tomatoes and the peppers to keep the pests away.
I need to move this one. Either it's not getting enough water, which I don't think it is. It's just not growing.
Okay. And then we have zucchini. And we have a few zucchinis that are starting. There's 4 beds of zucchinis because we use a lot of zucchini.
We do zucchini bread. We do
Noodles. We do zucchini chips. Which when we harvest zucchini, we'll do a video on making chips. This is more tomatoes and peppers.
and marigolds.
and marigolds.
This is more of the same.
More of the same, yeah.
We do have an early.
These are early girl tomatoes. We have one that's starting to ripen. There's two in here that are starting to redden up. So, and then there's a red bell pepper. And then more. This is the other end of the romaine. We got fresh romaine coming up here because I did a second planting. And then this is dill, which we're going to harvest probably tomorrow and put through the dehydrator, and then chives. And I think Vanessa planted some ginger that started to root in here.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep. That would be cool if we got a ginger plant.
Yeah. It was sitting on the counter, and it started sprouting. So he said, okay, let's go put it in the ground. See what we get.
All right, and then I don't know. Is this cucumbers?
This is cucumbers along the outside edges, other than the bird planted sunflower. And then on the interior side, this is all parsnips. And parsnips are lower carbs, and so they make a great substitute for potatoes. They're not no carbs, but they are lower carbs. And they taste sort of like a sweet potato. And then there's another bird planted. So there's another bird planted sunflower. This is all green beans, and we're starting to get runners that are running up that'll start climbing the trellis. And then the same thing over here. And then we've got carrots on the inside area. And these are actually ready to harvest.
Yeah.
We'll pull a couple out tonight for the chef salad. There's a horseshoe.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got snow peas on the outside edges of this trellis.
And they're going crazy.
Yeah, they're going crazy. We've already done 4 harvests
Yeah.
of the snow peas. We'll do some more tonight and put a few in. And then the interior side is radishes. And those are also ready to harvest. These are beets. Not sure where they're at, but they're actually, there's a few of them that can be harvested. They're not huge, but I actually prefer them when they're not big. And then this is the third planting of lettuce. You can see all the of spinach, I'm sorry. You can see the small stuff coming up. And I think we had carrots in this bed last year because that looks like a carrot leaf.
It does, yeah.
So this larger stuff is from the second planting. And then over here we've got onions and the second planting of spinach.
Oh, red onions.
These are, this whole bed is red onions.
Looks like we might have some ready to harvest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, not huge.
Not huge, but definitely ready to harvest. They'll go good in the salad tonight. And then this is mixed onions. Okay.
Yellow and white.
Yellow, white, and red. And these were given to us by somebody that had starts that they had left over after they planted, and so we we went ahead and put them in there. So, yeah, that's the current garden tour. It's currently the 11th of July. It's doing well. You know, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that can be harvested. We're gonna come out here and get some chives for the salad and some more lettuce and spinach, and then we'll put together a chef salad and probably another couple carrots. All right, so we're making a chef salad tonight, so we're grabbing romaine.
I think actually we could grab a whole head.
Yeah, probably.
Because, I mean, there's like no space.
Yeah. Normally what we do is grab just the outer leaves and let it continue to grow. But just throw it on the ground. Birds will get it. We'll grab another carrot. Another horseshoe. We'll grab a few snap peas. Like I said, this will be our 5th harvest of snap peas. We had a video on harvesting snap peas. When you do snap peas, you got to make sure that you harvest them with a pair of scissors, because otherwise the plant will go into shock and it will quit producing. And I can attest to that fact. Because before we learned that, we were just coming out and pinching them off.
And wondering why
why we weren't getting anything.
No.
Yep. That's good. Yeah. Let's get some spinach. We got a beet. This is the larger spinach. This is from the second planting.
There are ladybugs on everything.
Which is fine, they eat the aphids.
Yeah. They just find their way here. I don't really know how. God directs them, I think. Something's been eaten on them.
Yeah, there were some grasshoppers in there earlier in the week.
It's been such a hot, dry summer that we do have grasshoppers eating our produce, which doesn't make me happy. Okay, I think that's it. We already got onions.
We already got onions. Oh, get some chives. We're going to take and harvest a lot of these chives probably tomorrow when we do the dill, and we'll just dehydrate them.
What's nice about dehydrating is that, like for carrots and onions, to dehydrate onions.
Yeah, we dehydrate onions.
Anyway, whatever's dehydrated, like if you're making a stew or a soup or something, they will rehydrate.
Right.
So it's a great way to preserve.
Without having to use a freezer or canning.
Yeah.
We will can some things, but you know, it's and we freeze a lot of vegetables, but we also will dehydrate them so that we can use them in soups and stews.
Just like to wash them off, make sure there's no bugs or anything on them. We don't spray them with insecticides or wax.
We don't use any insecticides
or anything like
anywhere
that.
in the garden. We just suffer the consequences. But I'd rather do that than be ingesting
Yeah.
all that junk.
Yeah. You know, it's not that big a deal to lose a couple of plants or, you know.
Well, especially when we have a bountiful harvest.
Flowers have been a little different, but again, we don't eat them, so.
Yeah. We'll save the carrot greens for the horses because they absolutely love them.
So you can see here we've had some activity.
Yeah. The radish greens don't go over well with the horses. The beet greens do, however. You have to de-string the peas. And that's what Vanessa's doing right now.
You string them with a knife, or string them with your teeth. I'd rather use a knife.
Doing them with the teeth is really bad. Uncomfortable. We did a tri-tip for 4th of July. And so on the rotisserie and the smoker. So we're going to put some tri-tip, some ham, some turkey, and a couple of different kinds of cheeses in the chef salad. This is a salad spinner.
So we rinsed the salad really well, emptied out whatever was fluid that was in it. And we're just going to pump it, send it so that it,
The centrifugal force causes all the water to go to the outside. So it essentially dries the salad.
any excess water comes out.
In the bottom of the pan.
You like the beet thing?
Yeah, they like beet pulp. And then we're doing turkey, tri-tip, and ham. And then we're going to do pepper jack cheese, cheddar, and provolone.
I like to chop up lettuce. I don't like big slices of lettuce in salads. Like get on a sandwich or something. I like bite size. So I guess it could technically be a chopped Caesar salad.
Chopped salad,
Or a chopped
chef salad.
chef salad, yeah. I haven't had a chef salad in a long time.
Probably not since last summer.
Yeah.
It's just been so, like I said, this is one of the hottest days of the year so far. Chef salad just sounded very good.
It's 93 right now, which for Flagstaff at 7,000 feet, and a lot closer to the sun. So to somebody in Phoenix, that would be, oh, it's only 93. But for us, it's so hot and the UV is super high.
That's the difference is the UVs. We're 5,000 feet closer to the sun than Phoenix. So the UV rays are just insane. I noticed that the first year that we moved up here, because I left some plastic items out in the yard, and in 1 year's time, they looked like they'd been out in the sun for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no joke, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, we can't grow mushrooms. So. We probably could, but
Grow in the compost pile.
yeah, they grow in the compost pile, but not the edible version, I don't think.
I don't know, isn't that where most of them grow? I don't think we need it, both red and white. Which one do you want?
Do the white for a change. We predominantly use red onions.
And then all these kind of leftover bits go into our compost. This is our little compost container.
And then that goes out to the compost pile probably once a week and gets turned under with the tractor. We did a video previously on making compost. It takes us 2 years to make a batch of compost. It contains horse manure, chicken manure, old hay, kitchen garbage, and
Ash.
ash from 2 fireplaces or 2 wood stoves. And then we water it and turn it. It's a managed pile, but it takes us 2 years to make a batch, and then we sell it off. We just ended the compost season for this year and pulled our ad down on Marketplace, and so it'll go back up again
We reduced
next year.
it to about half its
Yeah,
size.
we reduced it this year to about half its size.
Or even more. Here's some walnuts and some pepitas.
Pepitas.
Feta.
Yeah.
We already got the other cheese.
We got the other cheeses.
Sure. I'll try it, but I don't think the chickens are gonna eat these onions.
Oh, try it and see. Okay, so there's chef salad with tri-tip ham, turkey, provolone cheese, pepper jack cheese, and cheddar. And then it's got lettuce, cucumbers, tomato, beets, radishes, snow peas, spinach. I don't think there's anything else. Mushrooms.
Yeah, you got tomatoes, right?
Yeah, you got tomatoes. Yeah. And we'll eat off of that for a couple of days.